It's another week, and I have yet another great new album to recommend you. Once again, we are coming from the realm of hip hop, and one that, for hip hop fans, you probably saw coming. I am talking about the new Earl Sweatshirt record, which is genuinely called Live, Laugh, Love. For a lot of people, Earl Sweatshirt needs no introduction, but just in case, as an alum of beloved West Coast hip hop supergroup Odd Future, Earl transformed himself as a solo artist into something much darker, more brooding and vulnerable rather than just edgy, and found a ton of success along the way with records like Doris and some rap songs. And though Earl's output in the 2020s so far hasn't really matched the level of love and acclaim for his releases in the latter half of the 2010s, we are coming off a pretty solid crossover with The Alchemist on the album For Our Dear, and a lot of people were really looking forward to what Earl had to do next, myself included. And this is the point where I've got to go ahead and tip my hand a little bit on this one. I actually did get to hear this new album early before it was even announced at a listening event. I even got this little booklet full of art and poems and the like that sort of informed the record. And so when my first proper listen of it arrived, I went into the album already knowing that Earl was going to expand on his feelings of fatherhood and maturity and responsibility after recently becoming a father. And that's exactly what we get on the record, but he actually doesn't have to change his presentation as much as you'd think to do it. I do think this record is both sonically and thematically brighter than a really dark and dejected record like some rap songs, but it is just as ambitious. The instrumentation here is often very confrontational, bizarre. It eschews drums for the most part in a way that is very unconventional for hip hop, and yet Earl's flows are just as loose, abstract, often formless, and lacking in conventional repetition and hooks to match that energy. And even though he's a little bit more thematically obtuse in this analysis of fatherhood and maturity than, say, something like Kanye West's Violent Crimes, for example, there is still so much to chew over in these lyrics. So many great individual moments, whip smart double entendres, and tons of witty pop culture references. Everything that has always made Earl great is continuing to be presented on this new record in a really engaging fashion. The only difference is he's grown up a little bit in the process and developed perspective on things he didn't have before. And as a result, I freaking love this thing. I think this record is really rock solid. I think it's his best release since some rap songs, and I think it really shows a ton of both maturity and talent that Earl can change in this way and continue to put out such great music. I'm going with a rock solid 8 out of 10 on this thing. Tell me what you thought about it in the comments, and read my full review of the album on my blog right up here.